mutton kebabs and the buff kebabs have become history in this city of Lucknow because ever since the Yogi Adityanath government took power in Uttar Pradesh, it has led to closure of all the illegal slaughterhouses, and as a result, there's a massive scarcity of meat in the market.
मीट मिल नहीं रहा, बिल्कुल ये लंच का टाइम है, पूरा भरा रहता था, बिल्कुल सन्नाटे में बैठे हम लोग। जब से नई सरकार बनी है, जब से ऐसा हुआ, लौकी के कबाब, दाल के कबाब, बस यही था।
हॉल के मेनू में कुछ चेंज किया गया है, जो लोगों को खाना अब परोसा जा रहा है, उसमें दोनों वक्त वेजिटेरियन डिशेस सर्व की जा रही हैं, लेकिन हफ्ते में 2 दफ़ा चिकन सर्व किया जाएगा।
A day after more than 50 Shiv Sainiks stormed this particular outlet of KFC for these employees, they tell a horrifying tale of how the French forced shut down this outlet. How they were threatened to keep this outlet shut for the next 9 days.
जो भी शॉप्स हैं वो 9 दिन और मंगलवार, हर मंगलवार को प्लीज बंद रखें और इसके लिए आप हमारे समाज का कोऑपरेट करें। हमने एक धार्मिक भावनाओं को देखते हुए सिर्फ यही बोला है कि हमारा आपसे रिक्वेस्ट है प्यार से कि आप जाइए और अपनी शॉप्स बंद कर लीजिए।
बैल, भैंस, इससे बकरे, बकरी और मुर्ग को अलग रखा जाए। हत्या बंद होनी चाहिए और पशु को काटकर लोग अपना पेट भरें, इससे परहेज होना चाहिए, क्योंकि अहिंसा परमो धर्मा का देश है।
Well, you heard the voices on your screen, viewers. The representatives of the Shiv Sena in Gurgaon in Haryana asking what they call with love, प्यार से विनती करते कि ट्यूसडे को अपनी दुकानें बंद करो because Tuesday is sacred to certain parts of the country. Also, the rest of UP. We now hear that egg shops are closed, chicken shops are closed, mutton shops are also closed. Is the meat ban uniform? And is it legal? That's the question we're asking tonight. Joining me on the show, Gopal Krishna Agarwal, spokesperson of the BJP, Sanjay Jha, spokesperson of the Congress Party. We will also have, through the course of the conversation, joining us Nurur Rahman Barkati, who is a cleric. We have Pandit Ajay Gautam, founder of the HumHindu.com. Sujay Kantawala is a senior advocate who brings in the legal angle, and also Rahul Ishwar will join us through the course of this conversation. I'm going to go first to Sujay Kantawala. Sujay, let's refer to the law, because the law is very clear about what we can and cannot do. Now, there are two things that are happening here. One is, of course, the meat ban in Uttar Pradesh. Secondly is the gundagiri that's happening in Gurgaon. Now, when people of any political party go around telling people to shut their shops every Tuesday, is that legal?
A fundamental right to do business is guaranteed by the Constitution of India. If you are carrying out any legal activity which is permitted by the law, it may be a meat shop, no one on earth can restrain you from carrying on your legitimate business activity. Having said that, as far as illegal slaughterhouses are concerned, they are a serious problem. They are a serious problem for all of us, for health reasons, hygiene reasons. Remember, in Devnar is a slaughterhouse in Mumbai. Every animal is certified for slaughter because you're dealing with public health. You cannot have a diseased animal. You cannot have an animal that is not certified to be slaughtered. So if a particular animal in a particular state is allowed to be slaughtered, you know, because cows as far as Northeast and Kerala are concerned, they're allowed. But if, for example, a goat or a buffalo is allowed to be slaughtered in UP, it should be certified. It should be certified and it should be legally slaughtered. If it is illegally slaughtered, it's a no-no. It's a serious health risk because you don't know where it is being slaughtered. You don't know whether the animal is diseased. But therefore, on one hand, that is the issue. But on the other hand, if I was carrying out a meat shop and someone comes and tells me that no, Tuesday you will not run your shop, I don't think that's allowed. I don't think that's permitted. But any legal activity cannot be restrained.
But KFC was shut down in Gurgaon after the Shiv Sena activists took to the streets and told KFC to shut down because of Navratri. Is that legal, Sujay?
Look, as far as personal religious festivals are concerned, I am a very proud Hindu myself. But I would not go and shut down a shop because of Navratri. My personal beliefs are mine. And I will celebrate Navratri the way I want to be, in the most proud way, and without harming anyone else. If someone is running a meat shop, it is his business. There is no law by the parliament or by the state legislature saying that on Tuesdays a particular community or a particular trade or a vocation or a business will not be carried out. If that's not the law, then I would suggest that this kind of vigilantism should stop, because ultimately personal agendas will be sorted out, and that should not be allowed. That should be discouraged as far as a legal activity is carried out.
Well, let me bring in Gopal Krishna Agarwal, who's a representative of the BJP on this panel. Mr. Agarwal, what is the government stand right now on what these members of the Shiv Sena are doing in Gurgaon, where they're saying don't sell meat on Tuesday, don't sell meat during Navratri? Does the government view this as an illegal activity? Do you believe that this sort of thing should not be allowed?
Well, first, I would like to correct your statement that there is no meat ban in Uttar Pradesh. The issue is only what our government Uttar Pradesh has taken is banning of illegal slaughterhouses. That's the issue. And the shops, we see several shops in Noida, etc. They are just without license. They are operating in open spaces. This was the issue, which is quite, as has been mentioned, it's a health issue, it's a legal issue, it's an environmental issue, it's an animal protection issue, and though there is a religious sentiment attached to it, but ultimately all things will be decided in a country on a legal basis, on the law of the land. Nobody is required to take the law into their hand. That's our position. Either those who do not support meat eating or those who support meat eating. Either way, this is not allowed in a state. We have seen over the years when the SP government was there, they had without any legal sanctity or without any legal permission this kind of business.
Right. Mr. Agarwal, then I appreciate what you're saying, that no one will be allowed to take the law in your hands.
That. No, I'll just, yeah.
So does that mean also that the members of the Shiv Sena who are threatening shopkeepers in Gurgaon will be brought to the book?
Yeah, I'm coming to that. Yes, I am coming to that. Secondly, this kind of banning, taking law into their hand by Shiv Sena, so-called Shiv Sena activists, also not supported or acceptable. They are, even Shiv Sena has disowned them. So we are saying this activity, there is no meat ban in Uttar Pradesh or Haryana anywhere. It is only, our stand is only that illegal activities in the name of any particular activity, either by supporters or of meat ban or their oppositions, they both are not acceptable. Government will take action on those people. It is a voluntary, if as the government in Haryana has said, our government, that if voluntarily anybody shuts respecting the sentiment of the majority Hindus, we have nothing to say, but taking law into hand and forcible banning is not acceptable at the government level. That's our stand. We are very clear.
Right. I appreciate your stand, although we have found out that the police in Gurgaon has not registered a single case. Right. The police in Gurgaon has not registered a single case against the members of the Shiv Sena, whom you have just said have been disowned by the Shiv Sena itself, and have, the government says are doing something that's completely unacceptable. Yet somehow the police has taken no action whatsoever. Pandit Ajay Gautam, I noticed you raised your hand. Do you believe that this sort of activity should be allowed, where the Shiv Sena has gone around Gurgaon making shops shutter down, saying that do not sell meat during Navratri? They've actually closed KFC, saying do not run KFC on Navratri, do not run it every Tuesday. What is your stand on that?
Okay, there is a two kind of law in this country. One law is implement on the Hindus and another law is implement on the Muslims. Because
no, go ahead.
Intervening.
Go ahead, Mr. Go ahead, Pandit Ajay Gautam. We can hear you.
So because in Uttar Pradesh, in the time of the earlier government, in the month of Ramzan, the loudspeaker on the temples of Hindu took off, in the Muslim dense area and the Muslim populations area, all shops who related to the food and even the tea stalls all shut down in a daytime period. So on that time, nobody raised his voice. The tongue of the all secular was got paralyzed, because on that time that matter is pertain to the Ramzan, who belong to a Muslim. The festival belong to the Muslim community. Or because this is even if you go in a daytime in any Muslim area, I am an eyewitness of all this. If something is in your hand, which is a food item, they take off from your hand and thrown in a garbage. So this is the reality. On that time, all secular was
Pandit Ajay
silent.
Gautam, you're not answering
Nobody
my
can
question.
raise the voice because this matter is related to the Navratra, which is a Hindu festival. If somebody requests them, they are not taking law and order their hands. They just requested to the shopkeepers, if possible, kindly close your shops on the Tuesday.
I don't think it was a request. Several shopkeepers have spoken on camera saying that they were threatened.
So on that time, you said that on that time you said that they are attracting the penal code. Tell me under which section of the penal code they will be prosecuted and what kind of law and order they are taking in their hands, because now you are discussing this issue because some Hindu guys has approached.
No, I'm discussing purely the legality of it. I'm not getting into any sort of religion. I'm discussing the legality of being able to run that business. Let's actually be very clear about what we're talking about. We're talking about the legality of whether or not shopkeepers can be threatened based on the religious sentiments of the Shiv Sena, or in this case, people who are no longer in the Shiv Sena. Sujay Kantawala, answer that question, please. Under what penal code will these people be prosecuted, or should these people be prosecuted?
When the shop of Hindu...
No, as my co-panelist is a proud Hindu, I am also a proud Hindu. I have and some people telling a person not to sell meat does not make them a better Hindu or a less better Hindu. You are a Hindu because of your deeds and your obedience to God and your ideals.
They are just requesting. They are not forcing to someone that they close their shops. They are just requesting. We are requested you, if possible, then you will be make.
If it is a genuine request, I can understand. If it is a genuine request, I can understand. But if a complaint is filed, then the law has to take its course.
Well, we in fact have shopkeepers, Pandit Ajay Gautam, who've spoken to us on camera and who've told us that they were threatened and they were not allowed to open their shops. And I'm going to ask my producer to play out those bites in a little while. They're going to find those bites for you, Pandit Ajay Gautam. We're going to play them for your benefit. I want to bring in Rahul Ishwar and Sanjay Jha. Sanjay Jha, you go first. Where do you stand? And I want to focus, it's very clear, of course, when the state government decides to shut down illegal slaughterhouses, what is illegal is illegal. Where do you stand on the fact that legal businesses have also had to close? And I want to remind our viewers that there's loss of employment currently in restaurants, there's loss of employment in shops. There is, as we understand, meat has gone off university and hostel menus in a lot of places. There's an acute shortage of meat in Uttar Pradesh. Fish prices have been hiked. And of course, let me point out to you that in Gurgaon, the Shiv Sena has gone around shutting down shops. Rahul Ishwar, where do you stand on all of this?
There are two things. One, let us not forget that how meat is a very touchy issue in India. Let us look at Indian Constitution, Article 48, which calls for ban on slaughter of cows and protection of all the cattle units. There is a cultural sensitivity. We cannot overlook it. Even the first war of independence was started in the name of cows with 1857 and Mangal Pandey get involved. So there is an issue with this. But now the Gandhian position comes. How far you accommodate that? How far you can request? Can we accommodate these sentiments? Nobody would like violence. Nobody would want anybody shot to be
chicken and eggs and mutton. Why are chicken, eggs and mutton also right now collateral damage and gone off the shelves and not available anywhere? I mean, we saw on our screen how people in Uttar Pradesh are now eating dal kebabs because there is no meat available anywhere.
That's true. Absolutely. That's a very genuine case. And we should have a very sane, reasonable, less emotional, more reason-based discussion in our media till how far we can stretch it. For that, we need more political honesty rather than being politically correct. We all know it is less about illegal slaughterhouses. We all know it is less about pollution and more about cultural sensitivity. We should be open enough to say that. At the same point of time, we should request and take into confidence our Muslim brothers and others who have a slightly different point of view. How do you create a consensus in a pluralist society is the greatest example of being a statesman, and that statesmanship is right now required in India. We should deal this issue very honestly and come to some kind of a consensus.
Do you believe, Rahul Ishwar, that the issue has not been dealt with honestly so far?
To be very honest, I strongly believe beyond left or right, beyond any political party, we have been playing a political hide-and-seek game. This issue is a very touchy issue. It touches many raw nerves. This is a very issue which can bring confrontation between Hindus and Muslims. That's where Gandhiji said, let cow be a point of unity between Hindus and Muslims. That just bring some kind of a consensus. We need that openness.
No, I don't think. I don't disagree. I disagree. Rahul, I disagree with you. There can't be any confrontation between. Don't overstretch it. I mean, don't overstretch. Please. Don't overstretch it.
Let me bring in Sanjay Jha.
It's a matter of illegal slaughterhouse.
Yeah. Sanjay Jha, obviously, illegal slaughterhouses must go. Anything that's illegal must go. The law is very clear about that. But what about the eggs and the chicken and the mutton that's not available right now in Lucknow, the businesses that are hurt, and the people in Gurgaon who have obviously been threatened to close their shops?
Well, let me tell you, Faye, let's not beat about the bush. This is now going to become another round of a political hot potato that will be escalated to serve narrow political ends. I mean, the Shiv Sena, ironically enough, was the one in Maharashtra. You will remember that when the BJP government here imposed a beef ban, the Shiv Sena protested against it. In fact, they actually publicly sold, meat to show their solidarity with beef eaters. So, you're talking about political hypocrisy at its peak, and what is happening there at Gurgaon, etc., is nothing but, pure hooliganism and intimidation and
Sanjay Jha, let me just correct you on a factual error in your statement, Sanjay, please. The Shiv Sena protested against the 7-day meat ban in the state of Maharashtra for a Jain festival, not against the beef ban. The 7-day total meat ban that was suggested by the government was what the Shiv Sena protested against. They did not protest against the beef ban. Let me correct you there. Sanjay Jha?
No, but Faye, let me tell you something, that end of day, where the Shiv Sena is concerned, they have always been competing for the same Hindutva politics that the BJP has been doing. So it's a matter of convenience as to what time they choose as an opportunistic moment to capitalize against the BJP. But essentially, they have the same political ideology. Let me make one critical point here, which I think is very, very pertinent. Number one, that India is the biggest exporter of beef in the world. Number one, let's accept that reality, no matter what other people are saying in the debate. These are statistical facts. Number two, Uttar Pradesh, by the way, is contributing roughly 43% to the total export earnings of India, which is coming through beef. The numbers, by the way, are staggering. It's $4 billion. Now, Mr. Modi, if you remember, talked about a pink revolution during the 2014 campaign, which we all know was regarding beef politics. Gujarat, during his time, doubled beef exports when he was the chief minister. So, I think there is a joke going on in WhatsApp that I saw on my mobile phone today.
No, hang on.
That the cow becomes a mummy in Uttar Pradesh, but becomes yummy in the northeast. Now, 1 minute. I mean, if you believe that it is a sacred animal that should not be slaughtered, then you have a different policy in Uttar Pradesh and a different policy for the northeast and Goa. I mean, to me, these are very contradictory signals being sent.
So what are you saying? You're saying it's politics.
Illegal slaughterhouse,
okay, so Sanjay Jha, you're saying it's politics. Let me bring in the Imam, Nurur Rahman Barkati, who joins us right now.
I want to make one point fair, and then you can take it forward. Just one short point.
Sanjay, I'll come back to you. I just want to bring the cleric in right now. Mr. Barkati, is this purely politics, or do you think there's more to it? Rahul Ishwar said all communities should find a way to discuss this openly and honestly and find a common ground. Do you believe that there is common ground that can be found here?
असल में ये बिल्कुल
ये देखिए, ये जो आज जो बीफ की पाबंदी है या और भी जो कुछ भी वो हो रहा है लखनऊ में या दिल्ली में, बल्कि पूरे हिंदुस्तान में कहिए, तो ये जो है देखिए ये कारोबार जो है सभी करते हैं। देखिए अल हलाल जो है वो जैन वाले करते हैं, अल्लाना करते हैं, अल कबीर है, तो बहुत से वो तो हम लोगों ने सर्टिफिकेट दिया कि यस दिस इज़ हलाल। और ये तमाम सऊदी में जा रहे हैं गोश्त वगैरह, बल्कि हम लोगों ने भी डेलीगेशन में हम गए थे प्राइम मिनिस्टर के, जब अटल जी थे, तो हमने बहुत अच्छा कारोबार देखा हिंदुस्तान वर्सेस सऊदी अरब और भी पूरे इंटायर वर्ल्ड में। तो भाई जो जिससे हमारा रेवेन्यू आ रहा है, हमारी गवर्नमेंट मजबूत होती है, हमारा देश मजबूत होता है, उसको हम क्यों छेड़ें? हम भाई लॉ एंड ऑर्डर जो है उसको ठीक करें, और हम जो है वो ऐसा काम नहीं करें अब गोश्त बंद हो गया तो ये चिकन बंद, तो अंडा बंद, तो मछली बंद, तो क्या बंद। तो हमारे यहाँ बंगाल में तो मछली के बगैर कुछ खा ही नहीं पाते हैं लोग, और इतना नाखुश हैं लोग कि क्या उनसे मैंने तकलीफ़ हो रही है इन बातों से। तो हम ये कहते हैं कि क्या जरूरत पड़ी है इसकी? भाई देश में तो बहुत प्रॉब्लम्स हैं, हम उन प्रॉब्लम्सों को ठीक करें, अपने ही देश के इकोनॉमी को बर्बाद कर देंगे हम। तो व्हाट इज़ दिस पॉलिसी? और ये क्या पॉलिसी है कि हम अपने देश के रेवेन्यू को, अपने देश के तिजारत को, उसमें तो क्या हिंदू मुसलमान की बात नहीं है, जो भी ट्रेडर हैं वो ट्रेडर हैं, उनको चाहे वो जैन हो, चाहे वो अल्लाना हो, चाहे वो अल कबीर हो, चाहे वो कुछ भी हो, उसमें हिंदू मुसलमान सब मिलकर ही वर्क करते हैं, काम करते हैं। तो इससे डिवाइड भी हो जाता है और मुल्क का नुकसान भी हो जाता है। तो ये कैसी पॉलिसी है मुझे समझ में नहीं आ रही है, और मैं भी क्या पूरा हिंदुस्तानी अब हैरत ज़दा है कि और न जाने क्या क्या बंद हो जाएगा और क्या खा पाएंगे क्या नहीं खा पाएंगे। हमारा रेवेन्यू बंद हो जा रहा है, जो ट्रांजेक्शन है ना वो हमारा ख़त्म हो जा रहा है विदेश से, और पूरा विदेश जो है, पूरी दुनिया जो है ना वो गोश्त खाती है, और यहाँ तक कि वो शेर बबर सभी खाते हैं, और वो चील कौवा सभी को गोश्त चाहिए। तो ऐसी पोजीशन में हमको सोचना होगा कि ऊपर वाले ने तो सबका अपनी अपनी पसंद रखा, पहनना, ओढ़ना, खाना पीना, नाचना गाना, अब इसको कह दो बंद कर दो, इसको कह दो बंद कर दो।
एक मिनट, गोपाल कृष्ण अग्रवाल इनका जवाब दे दीजिए कि ये व्यापारों की और ट्रेडर की बात है। इफ इट बॉइल्स डाउन टू सिंपली बिजनेस, तो इनका कहना है कि इट इज नॉट अ रिलीजियस थिंग, ये व्यापार की बात है, हम अपने व्यापार को क्यों बंद करें?
दिस इज माय
देखिए, मैं आई वांट टू मेक इट क्लियर दैट देर इज नो मीट बैन इन उत्तर प्रदेश और हरियाणा, देर इज नो एग बैन, नो फिश बैन, no nothing is there of this sort. Ultimately all this happening to vitiate the atmosphere. There was on these issues, all these issues, earlier government in Uttar Pradesh had taken a partisan view on the slaughterhouses. That's what we wanted to correct. Ultimately this debate is for vitiating the atmosphere. Yogi Adityanath has categorically said that only we will ban the illegal activity. There is no meat ban, there is no fish ban, no egg ban. So where is the issue like this which we are debating? The partisan view of Samajwadi Party earlier government, because of that the people of the Uttar Pradesh, we raised that issue. Our Prime Minister also raised that issue, that you don't take partisan views on the issues which affect the population in a general. There is a Hindu population, there is a Muslim population, there should be equal treatment, and we want sabka vikas, sabka saath. That is our agenda. Don't vitiate the atmosphere by wrongly taking the debate on these directions. Those who are doing are doing with an agenda. It is not our agenda. We want equal opportunities. We want to take along all, whether it is minority or majority together.
But Gopal Krishna Agarwal, अगर आप कह रहे हैं सबका साथ सबका विकास,
illegal activity to take place.
Gopal Krishna Agarwal, अगर आप कह रहे हैं सबका साथ सबका विकास, then tell me why, and I'll play this on the screen right now. We understand that eggs are not available in Uttar Pradesh today, that chicken is not available, that mutton is not available. None of that is illegal. There is no, like you rightfully said, there is no ban against any of these things.
टुंडा कबाब is a very famous kebab.
तो आप बताइए कि दाल के कबाब क्यों बन रहे हैं लखनऊ में?
Another issue. there are shops.
कहाँ गाय तो कहीं बंदी ना, वहाँ तो भैंस
नहीं,
वगैरह
वो
बनते
देखे,
हैं।
there is another
यूपी
issue.
में तो गाय
There
बंद
were
है।
illegal shops.
Why are you saying
It is not only the question of slaughterhouses, illegal slaughterhouses. There are illegal shops which do not have licenses and selling them. How can you allow that?
It's cow.
There is a licensing mechanism for shops also, those who are selling. If those shops which are not having the license and operating in areas, in residential areas, doing this kind of activity, they will also not be allowed. It is for the traders who trade into that, that go for a legal system, take license, have a proper shop, keep hygienic situation, hygienic conditions into consideration, and then operate.
This is the sign of
Who is
secularism.
stopping them?
Right,
This is the sign of secularism.
And I want to play this. I want to play this bite on the screen right now. And Bejon Mishra joins us as well. Bejon Mishra, listen to this. Listen to this full interaction with one of our journalists from someone whose shop was forcibly shut down. Let's play that out.
The city of Nawabs, Lucknow, is missing its kebabs. Now, the button kebabs and the buff kebabs have become history in this city of Lucknow because ever since the Yogi Adityanath government took power in Uttar Pradesh, it has led to closure of all the illegal slaughterhouses, and as a result, there's a massive scarcity of meat in the market. And due to that, what you can see is the favorite buff kebabs and mutton kebabs are being now replaced by lauki ke kebab, sabji, dal. So these are some items that are now being sold as an alternative in these shops. I'm standing at one such shop that would be bustling, that would be full of people at this lunchtime. ये क्या प्रॉब्लम आ गई जो आप लोग अब लौकी का, अंडे का, ये सब आप बेच रहे हैं, सब्जी, दाल? पहले तो आप कबाब बेचते थे।
मीट मिल नहीं रहा, बिल्कुल ये लंच का टाइम है पूरा भरा रहता था, बिल्कुल सन्नाटे में बैठे हम लोग। जब से नई सरकार बनी है, जब से ऐसा हुआ।
तो अभी मतलब क्या पूरी तरह से आप लोगों को गोश्त नहीं मिल रही, पूरी तरह से मीट नहीं मिल रही, या फिर कोई एक कॉमन जगह है जहाँ से मीट मिल रही है, या फिर महंगी मिल रही है?
नहीं, मीट मिल ही नहीं रही बिल्कुल।
और क्या किस किस चीज का कबाब बनाना शुरू कर दिया आप लोगों ने अब?
लौकी के कबाब, दाल के कबाब, बस यही चल रहा।
Okay, so these are some things that are being sold as an alternative here, and as you can see, the entire restaurant here, the entire eatery. Now, remember, I'm in Old Lucknow, which is very, very famous for its kebabs, and you can see it's 2:15, and the restaurant is virtually empty. You can see the empty chairs here with only a few people sitting here. Also, what's very interesting here is dal ka kebab. Now, dal ka kebab is not something that I've ever heard in Lucknow. I've been in Lucknow for quite some time, and I've never heard dal ki कबाब। ये आप मटन का कबाब बेचते थे, बफ का कबाब बेचते थे, दाल पे कैसे आ गए?
दाल मिली, मटन मिल ही नहीं रहा, दाल को बेचना ही पड़ेगा।
अच्छा,
दाल के कबाब है, मटन भी कहीं मिल ही नहीं रहा है, तो कारोबार खराब हो रहा है, दाल के कबाब बेच रहे हैं।
मतलब नवाबों को मटन कबाब, बीफ कबाब नहीं मिल रहा था, दाल का कबाब खिला रहे हैं।
हाँ, सबको दाल कबाब खिला रहे हैं।
So this is what the condition is here in Lucknow. People, in fact, the traders, be it small or big, they are not getting ample supply of meat, and as a result, they are forced to sustain their business by switching to alternatives like dal kebab or lauki kebab and kebabs of various other vegetables and grams.
Bejon Mishra, are you having a laugh at the expense of the Lucknowi Nawabs who are having to eat dal for dinner tonight?
One important...
Bejon Mishra.
One important comment I want to make here.
Yeah, the most important issue is, why I'm laughing is, it is so well orchestrated, it is designed. How can there be no meat? I don't understand. Because people have been given licenses to have slaughterhouses. The attack has been on illegal slaughterhouses. See, what we want to share with you is, the earlier governments encouraged illegal, food stalls, illegal slaughterhouses, illegal, kind of activities in the food chain, which was highly injurious to health, highly, unsafe for the consumers. So the present government has come out saying that the legal people can sell. But what is happening is, the people with licenses also have ganged up together to undermine this government which has got newly elected. And they wanted to sort of somehow show in a bad taste that this government has stopped all these kebabs from the market. It is not true. I think it is completely vicious and it is completely, designed to undermine the present elected government. In my view, I think the consumers have a choice.
The kebab,
consumers and the government has also
110 years
should quickly try to find out. They should quickly try to find out that the legal people who have been given licenses, why are they not selling? Why the slaughterhouses? Why the slaughterhouses which have been given license to function
has been banned?
Why are they not functioning?
So let's ask that question. That's a good question. Nurul Rahman Barkati, why are the other slaughterhouses not working? Why is it that there's no meat available at all in the market? Because there will be licensed slaughterhouses. Why aren't they functioning? What's going on?
And there are licensed shops.
Because our energy has lost in this matter. Cow, कैटल, हम लोग ये सोचते हैं कि हमारा सारी ताकत इसी में ख़त्म हो जा रही है, हालांकि ये बिल्कुल गलत है। आपको बताए टोंडा कबाब जो 110 साल हो गया है और एक हलीम हाजी रहीम की दुकान कबाब की है बहुत शानदार, वो 150 साल से ऊपर की है, वो भी बंद हो गई दुकान अब ये मौलवीगंज में। और ये आप सोचिए कि क्या पोजीशन हो गई है लखनऊ की, ये वही महसूस करेंगे जो लोग हिंदुस्तान में देख रहे हैं कि वी आर वाचिंग व्हाट हैपेंड देयर। तो हम लोग देख रहे हैं कि वो क्या हो रहा है। ये अब हमारी जो एनर्जी होनी चाहिए, हम अभी है प्लीज है
पंडित अजय गौतम, बताइए
ना इसको। 110 साल से यदि कोई इलीगल काम कर रहा है, illegal काम, why should anybody continue doing it?
Make a point here.
110 साल से illegal काम कर रहा है उसको
सुजय
आप क्या कहना चाहते हैं? मिश्रा does have a point. Mr. Bijoy Mishra does have a point, a very valid point.
Okay, gentlemen, one at a time.
विकास करेंगे। Mr. Bijoy Mishra has put in a very valid point. Imam Sahab has not been able to answer his point. He has clearly stated that there are legal slaughterhouses also. How come those legal slaughterhouses have shut down? That is the issue.
Gentlemen, I have a quick update for you. Imamji, I have a very quick update for you.
What are you saying?
The update is that we're getting this information just coming in that shops in Lucknow and in Uttar Pradesh will open only after licenses are renewed. This comes after the traders have had a meeting just now with the Uttar Pradesh Chief Minister that all licenses will be renewed, and only after licenses are renewed will the shops be reopened. Sanjay Jha of the Congress Party, go ahead.
Correct. That's the right approach. That is the right approach.
Faye, let me tell you what I read in a report recently.
Because you can't play.
I'll tell you what I read, and this is a shocking news for many people. In Lucknow, excuse me, sir, if you will allow me to speak.
Go ahead, Sanjay.
In Lucknow, there is not a single legal slaughterhouse. You're talking about the capital of Uttar Pradesh. A city, Lucknow, which is known for, multicultural character and, food habits and what have you. There, by the way, many of the slaughterhouses are meant to be government-owned. They're actually owned by municipal corporations. Many of these slaughterhouses are run by municipal corporations. In fact, it is the responsibility of the city authorities to provide meat to its citizens.
Are given by
now, you have a situation today that in Uttar Pradesh, even government-owned slaughterhouses are not working. Now, number one. Number two, isn't it strange that the Bharatiya Janata Party, which suddenly is worried about environment, pollution, health and hygiene, when they were in the opposition till a few weeks ago, they never raised any stink about it. I don't think anybody heard them say anything at all. So these are fundamental points here. Right. The third point, you are asked about how it's going to impact the economy and livelihood.
That's not true.
Look at the numbers of Uttar Pradesh. Uttar Pradesh provides in terms of
okay, so Gopal Krishna Agarwal, respond to Sanjay Jha.
Can I come in?
There is going to be a staggering repercussion on the common man.
But Sanjay Jha, if you say that there isn't a single legal slaughterhouse in Lucknow, then there is a problem that needs to be solved. Gopal Krishna Agarwal.
Very true.
Absolutely.
Actually, this was all that we will ban the illegal slaughterhouse was in our manifesto, and we fought the election on that manifesto. So nobody can blame us that we are doing this activity, and we did not raise these issues before the election. Second thing is, if the situation is
and it's the right activity,
the way it is in Uttar Pradesh, it is the responsibility of the previous government. Previous government of Samajwadi Party, which was allowing this illegal activity to happen. There were no licenses, though there were no legal slaughterhouses, and they were allowing this activity to happen.
Bilkul.
So all the they are, and Samajwadi Party was supported by Congress. Sanjay Jha is responsible for this situation.
At the cost of the health of citizens.
Samajwadi Party, which was acting in an illegal manner,
very
which
bad
was
and dirty
acting in a
politics,
partisan view.
because
That's what we raised in our campaign. We raised Samajwadi Party was acting in a partisan way. It was acting in a communal way. It was allowing illegal way to operate. There was no law and order in Uttar Pradesh. That's what we were telling. They were corrupt. They were acting, taking law into their hand. They were doing what they wanted. This was all corruption through which they were operating. We have stopped that. There will be a system, and Congress should answer here. Sanjay Jha should answer why they supported an illegal activity by the Samajwadi Party. They should support. Now we are cleaning the atmosphere. We are
let me
putting up
answer
a law and order. And I have said and I have also said that we do not support the activity of
all parties are corrupt.
Sanjay Jha, if you're accepting, Sanjay Jha, if you're accepting that there are several illegal slaughterhouses in the state of Uttar Pradesh, you're accepting that there is a problem that the government needs to clean up.
And neat and clean party. क्या कहना है?
Faye, let me repeat it again for the benefit of the panelists and the viewers.
Absolutely.
The Congress party has consistently maintained that if anything is illegal, the law of the land is supreme and it should be shut down, or they should be given appropriate opportunities for renewal based on law. We are not here trying to make a case for anybody. But what is worrying right now, Faye, is that there is a very organized attempt at this point to intimidate people who are even running legitimate slaughterhouses. You will find that people were attacked, many of the shops were burned, and at the end of the day, the Bharatiya Janata Party is now attacking people.
Okay, gentlemen, one at a time. Everybody will be given a chance to speak. Just 1 second, 1 second. Okay, one second. Just give me 1 second. Gentlemen, one at a time. If you speak over each other, the audience cannot understand you. Sanjay Jha, finish your point. You are saying that there is a deliberate attempt to intimidate even those who are running legal slaughterhouses. But Sanjay Jha, I want to remind you that even the legal slaughterhouses, the licensed slaughterhouses, are currently on strike.
No.
But you see, I'll tell you what is happening. You see, what is happening is that there has been this whole culture and climate of threat and intimidation, which I think is going to be worrying for anybody who's organized with the trade, for whom, meat is basically their livelihood.
Mr.
Don't forget
Barkati,
that, end of day, this industry is
not
just about meat, it's about packaging, it's about leather. I mean, there are larger, this is a larger ecosystem. And if people are going to be threatened with their livelihood, and they feel that there is going to be a culture of intimidation.
Sanjay Jha says this is an organized attempt to intimidate the minorities. I want to bring in Mr. Barkati. Mr. Barkati, do you believe that this is
not true?
1 second. Bejon Mishra, 1 second. Mr. Barkati.
The communal politics of Congress.
Mr. Barkati, do you believe that this is an attempt to intimidate
What does you think, Congress, Samajwadi Party?
Mr. Barkati, do you agree that if there were legal slaughterhouses,
can I ask the BJP spokesperson, why is he not protesting against beef cow slaughter in Goa or in the northeastern states? Why the political hypocrisy, Mr. Agarwal? Why do you have a different policy for northeast and Goa and a different for Uttar Pradesh, Rajasthan and Jharkhand and Madhya Pradesh? What happens to the cow?
Sir, we demand the slaughtering of the cow ban entirely over this country. We are not supporting you are slaughtering the cow in northeast or in Goa or else. The slaughtering of the Gau Mata is totally banned in this country.
1 second.
And one fellow panelist is talking about the revenue. The the ISI agency of the Pakistan earn the revenue by the selling of the drugs. So what you are promoting?
Okay, let me one second, Pandit Ajay Gautam. One second, Pandit Ajay Gautam. Let me bring in Mr. Barkati. Mr. Barkati, according to data,
find out who is Sangeet
India is
Som and
known
what
for
shop
its
does he own.
culture and religious value, not for export the beef and the meat in
मैं बता रहा हूँ,
across the world.
बहुत बिगेस्ट कंपनी जो है has been
India is the largest exporter of beef. I hope you know some basic facts.
Mr. Barkati, there are 38. One second, gentlemen, one second. This is the reason why we barely get any work done in this country, because we're always yelling over each other. Pandit Ajay Gautam, एक मिनट. Pandit Ajay Gautam. Pandit Ajay Gautam. I just want to speak directly to Mr. Barkati right now.
We are not supporting you are.
Pandit Ajay Gautam, I'll come back to you. Just give me 1 second.
Elsewhere, in anywhere in this country.
Do not say you are wrong thinking. आप नुकसान पहुंचा रहे हैं देश को, ये गलत काम कर रहे हैं, देश को भूखा मारना चाहते हैं आप. खबरदार ऐसा काम मत कीजिए यूपी में. वहाँ मुसलमानों ने भी वोट दिया, मुसलमानों ने भी वोट दिया. अरे भाई आप गोश्त खत्म कर रहे, 9 आदमी 19 बड़ी बड़ी कंपनी बर्बाद हो जा रही है. आपको ये समझ में नहीं आ रहा.
70 साल से पॉलिटिक्स के कारण आपको रेड कॉर्पोरेट मिला, आपको हर तरीके की लीगल चीज करने की इजाजत सरकार ने दी, तो इसका मतलब वो क्या आपका अधिकार हो गया? लाइसेंस क्यों नहीं लेते आप? एनजीटी के ऑर्डर को क्यों नहीं मानते? 2015 का एनजीटी का ऑर्डर क्यों नहीं मानते हो आप?
All right, gentlemen. I request you both. Let's leave religion out of it, because that's the only time we can think unemotionally. And this is a question about legality or not legality, Mr. Barkati and Mr. Gautam.
यहाँ की हेरिटेज वैल्यू, यहाँ की रिलीजियस
Mr. Gautam, Mr. Gautam, Mr. Barkati, just give me 1 moment, please. Mr. Barkati, 1 moment. Let's bring the debate back to what we're talking about. There are people in Uttar Pradesh and there are people in Gurgaon who are sitting down to dinner tonight who are eating dal kebabs because there is no meat available. Now, fundamentally, according to our constitution, we are allowed to eat what we want to eat.
Exactly.
We are allowed to sell what we want to sell, provided it is legal. Now, something has gone wrong in the cycle. 1 second, Pandit Ajay Gautam. Something has gone wrong in the cycle. That cycle has broken. Now, Bejan Mishra, just to respond to what you said, these are the statistics.
Let me tell you.
1 second. 38 government-approved slaughterhouses in Uttar Pradesh. 38 government-approved slaughterhouses in Uttar Pradesh. One second. Gentlemen, why can't you let me speak?
हिंदुस्तान चीख रहा है कि हम भूखे हैं और ये चीख रहा है कि भाई
1 minute.
और ये चीख रहा है कि साहब
1 minute.
हम बिल्कुल सही कर रहे हैं. और
1 minute.
अरे चीख नहीं रहे हैं, उनके बारे में सोचो जिनके बच्चों को दूध नहीं मिलता. उसके बारे में बात क्यों नहीं करते जिनके बच्चे दूध से महरूम हैं, जो लोग रोटी से महरूम हैं.
पंडित अजय गौतम, चिकन और अंडे को बंद करने में किसके बच्चे को दूध मिलेगा, आप बताइए मुझे. पंडित अजय गौतम, आपको चिकन और अंडे से क्या प्रॉब्लम है फिर?
सबसे हम मुर्गा खाते हैं. अभी बोलिए हम दिखा दें मोदी किस किस से मिल रहे हैं पाकिस्तान में, दिखा दे सब. अभी हम दिखा देते.
1 second. There's absolutely no basis to this conversation right now, and I'm actually going to. This is not a political debate. We are not discussing politics. We're actually discussing an issue. I want to bring it back to the fact that Gopal Krishna Agarwal, there are 4 government-run slaughterhouses in Uttar Pradesh, 38 government-approved slaughterhouses in Uttar Pradesh. These have.
तो दिखाओ टीवी पे दिखाओ ना.
These have 1 second. Just let the audience hear my voice. Thank you very much. Gopal Krishna Agarwal, if you can hear me. According to the Hindustan Times, 38 government-approved abattoirs in Uttar Pradesh given NOCs by the Pollution Control Board, 4 of which are run by government itself. 25 lakh people are employed directly in this business. Now, if there are government licensed slaughterhouses, why aren't they working today?
What I want to tell you is we have to segregate. If you want to clarify on the debate, is there is a cow ban on the beef.
Yes.
Beef in Uttar Pradesh. there is no ban on other meat and eggs and fish and other things. Don't. It is those who are mixing every issues are doing it with an agenda, and as has been mentioned by me, that we are in favor of economic development for all. There are religious sentiments, activities involved in various issues, but ultimately it is the law of the land which will prevail.
Absolutely.
So,
absolutely.
if the government, our government is trying to implement the law of the land, yeah.
Mr. Agarwal, so this is my question to you. This is my question to you. If there are 25 lakh people employed in this business right now, and we know, like you rightfully said, let's separate the emotion, let's separate the religion from it, and let's only look at the legality. What is wrong with eggs? What's wrong with chicken? What's wrong with mutton? Why is that not available in Lucknow? Why is it not available in Uttar Pradesh? And why is it not available in Gurgaon? Something has gone wrong. And as the government of the day, please tell me what has gone wrong.
This is because of the agenda and the vitiated atmosphere under which the previous government had operated. There is a history behind it. Why this is happening? This has happened because, as has been mentioned in your debate also, the earlier government had allowed illegal slaughterhouses, unlicensed shops to operate.
So then tell me this, Gopal Krishna Agarwal, eggs do not come out of a slaughterhouse.
That is the issue. We want to sort it out.
Eggs do not come out of a slaughterhouse. Why are there no eggs available in Uttar Pradesh?
You cannot allow, in the employment generation, you cannot allow the drug business to happen.
Are you comparing the meat business to the drug business?
Giving employment to many people, that doesn't mean...
No, Gopal Krishna Agarwal, eggs do not come out of a slaughterhouse. Why are eggs not available in Uttar Pradesh today? Why are eggs not available to Uttar Pradesh today? And do you realize that the centre provides up to 50% of the investment to set up meat processing units? It is a flourishing business in our country.
This question should be answered by the people who are running this business. I am not running this business. Those people, particularly we know there is a category of people who operate into this business, and they were having nexus with people who are doing illegal business. So in support of those illegal activities, they are doing this. So you under that situation, you have to take a stern position. You have to take a stern view. You cannot allow, like Congress or Samajwadi Party, to appease some people, allow illegal activities. We will not allow illegal activity. UP atmosphere is vitiated. UP's atmosphere was operating under illegal activities. We will not allow, that is for sure.
We all agree,
but we are categorically
it is a matter of record. It is a matter of fact that as far as Uttar Pradesh is concerned, the meat industry is a huge industry. Till today it was always there, so the animals are there. Now what has happened is that illegal slaughterhouses have been told to go. So though the animals are there, unless these slaughterhouses are licensed again, they won't be slaughtered. So the animals are there. All we need is for public hygiene and for the for better quality meat, this has to be there. Of course, now there are byproducts. There is a huge leather industry that operates over there, huge employment, huge exports. So all this stems from the fact that there has to be a legal slaughterhouse available.
But Sujay, according to the numbers, there are 38 government-approved slaughterhouses in Uttar Pradesh, 4 of which are government-run. Why aren't they working, is my question. So if they were working, there would be an availability of mutton to Uttar Pradesh today.
So this has to be investigated because the animals are there. I mean, the animals are not gone anywhere. There is a steady flow of animals. The legal slaughterhouses have to be operating, and that has to be investigated. Now that you gave this news that the Chief Minister has met them,
and they
have worked out a deal.
Bejon Mishra?
I'll tell you why.
Bejon Mishra, go ahead.
I'll tell you why. Yes, see, you please listen carefully. The earlier governments made it a point to close these slaughterhouses to encourage the illegal slaughterhouses to function. And the government intentionally, they had a motive to close it down and not make it function because they wanted illegal people to function because they were getting gratified out of that. So all those corruption which was going on earlier is going to get stopped now in Uttar Pradesh. And I tell you, in Noida, just before I came to the studio, I found out that there are shops in Noida, which is in Uttar Pradesh. It is selling non-vegetarian food. Today, this evening, 2 hours from now. Earlier I had gone and seen. So there is no shortage. Lucknow has been mobilized to undermine the present government. It's a design. It's a design to undermine them because they've all ganged up together. All the opposition people have come up together and made it a political issue. And I want to again tell you all that under the Food Safety and Standards Law, anybody who is dealing with food has to get a license. And if they don't get a license, they cannot function.
Very well.
Whole of Uttar Pradesh
Gopal Krishna
for last
Agarwal,
5 years
Gopal Krishna Agarwal,
without any license.
Gopal Krishna Agarwal, that's a very good point being made by Mr. Mejon Mishra. I want to ask you this, and I'll take this question also to Rahul Ishwar. Gopal Krishna Agarwal, is this then now the cleanup that will ideally should happen across the country? So, for people who sell fish in Mumbai, for example, will we shut them down until they have licenses? For people who handle mutton and chicken in Mumbai and eggs in Mumbai, will we shut down slaughterhouses until they have licenses? Will this be a nationwide cleanup? Because if it's good for Uttar Pradesh, then it should be good for all of us. Is this what will happen also in Goa, which is now headed by a BJP chief minister? Will there be a cleanup in Goa as well? Will there be a cleanup in Manipur as well? Is this something we can expect across the country?
No, Uttar Pradesh situation is quite different. I told you initially that earlier government under the design of appeasement politics, communal politics, they were allowing illegal activity and they were corrupt government. They were.
No, but I'm sure the other states did merit an investigation at least, Mr. Agarwal.
Situation. It was in our manifesto. We fought the election in Uttar Pradesh under this commitment to the people that we will ban
you believe it should happen all across India?
Yes, I fully support.
Unlicensed shops.
I fully support the Chief Minister of Uttar Pradesh. He has taken a very positive move. He has said illegal slaughterhouses have to go. The public health is #1 important. So why don't we have it throughout India? What is wrong in that?
Goa, Maharashtra,
yes,
Madhya Pradesh,
if I go
Rajasthan,
anywhere, all us Indians, we deserve to eat a good. What is wrong in that to have legal throughout India? Nothing wrong with that.
Rahul Ishwar, in Kerala, we know how much people enjoy their fish. Should the cleanup happen across the country, Rahul Ishwar?
For God's sake, let us be honest.
It is nothing to do with the food habits of the people. It is the law and order that we have to look into.
Has categorically said that down in Kerala, up in Northeast, in states like Goa, there is a different situation altogether. You can have one blanket policy across all the different states.
No, but Rahul Ishwar, if the question is about health, if the question is about people's health, then it has to be a blanket policy across all states. Illegal slaughterhouses, illegal shops, people who handle meat and fish without license should not be allowed to operate. Whether that is in Kerala, whether that is in Mumbai, whether that is in Bangalore, it should happen across the state. It should happen across the country.
Entire US, they have a uniform policy. It has to be legal.
In a pluralist nation like India, no kind of a blanket ban can be applied anywhere.
Question of ban.
There has to be customized approach. That's the reason why even right-wing organizations in the Northeast said, UP-like policy.
Mejon Mishra, closing. Mejon Mishra, I have a second very quickly for you. Mejon Mishra, do you believe that the cleanup should happen across the country in all of the states?
You see, cleanup will happen all across the country. There is a law which is binding. Internal trade is a state subject. The states have to take decisions on these matters, that who will deal in eggs, who will deal in meat, that all the licenses are given by the state government. Central government only frames the master law, which is the overarching law. The state governments have to implement it. They are free to do whatever they want in terms of health issues because it's a health subject. Internal trade is a state subject.
So the states are binding in terms of what they want to do in their states. But the overarching law in terms of health and safety of the citizens is the overarching law.
All right, Gwejan Mishra, on that point, I have to wrap up this discussion. It's a very interesting discussion. The representative of the BJP telling us that this is not about beef, this is not about religion, it's simply about health. It's a health-related cleanup. So anyone who's handling slaughterhouses or who's selling meat or who's handling meat without a license will be shut down. In that case, isn't that something that should happen across the country? Also, if we're talking about health, what about those people who are handling milk? Shouldn't they be licensed as well? Shouldn't the purity of the milk that's given to our children be kept an eye on? What about those people who are handling fish? Those people who are handling vegetables? Those people who are selling food on the side of the street? If there truly is a case for cleaning up the food system for health, then it should be the entire food chain. You should clean up everybody who is handling food and license everybody. If you're not, then it does, of course, seem like there is a specific law being made for a specific set of people. Thanks for watching.